Hello everyone, this is Asriel.Audios and I will be going over my ideas for a reboot of Winx Club. Now, it's not a normal reboot because it's new characters, a new story, but same universe. Just a little bit of tweaks. But I know you're wondering, how are you going to make characters based off of the opposites of their powers? Wouldn't it just be the Winx but opposite? No. This is Jack, Fairy of Black Ice. He is the opposite to Bloom because his powers are ice. Ice and fire are opposites. Contrary, water gets rid of fire, but they're not opposites. In reference to Bloom, he is Italian, however, also Moroccan, and there's a lot of Moroccans in Italy. There is a very large diaspora. His hair, I wanted to give reference to Bloom's ginger, and the opposite of orange is blue. And she has bright highlights, so I gave him black lowlights. And the opposite of Bloom's style is her tomboy is kind of girly and bright, so his is more emo and goth. Now we have Duja. Duja is the opposite of Stella. While Stella is light, she is dark. She controls darkness, and not lunar light, but actual just pure shadow. Kind of like Darcy, but not Darcy. She is Afghan and Indian, and she has green hair, which I feel like the opposite to a bright yellow is a dark green for her. She has a tall, slender, almost model-esque body, because she is still, trying to, she's the opposite of Stella, but she is a model of some sorts, like Stella is, but Stella is a fashion designer. She's more of the model type. I would say her style is like a 90s, late 90s, early 2000s Whimsigoth, and has a little bit of eco in there. There's many plant designs. She's a fairy of darkness, but she loves nature. This is Rustina, the fairy of rust and overgrowth. She's the opposite to Tecna. She is Irish and Canadian. Sorry for the pause. I did that in reference to the 4Kids actor for Tecna being British. I watched the Rye dub or the Cinelume dub, so she wasn't British in that. She was American, but still, I did that in a reference because Canada and Ireland were both, scrutinized and horribly treated by England. She's ethnically Irish, but has native ancestry in the land. She would be considered a light-skinned native, but she doesn't really identify with her native half because she doesn't have dark skin or tan skin or native features, so she's just like, yeah, I'm white. But it doesn't take away from the fact that she is native. Her power, like rust and overgrowth, means that technology, she can overtake it with decay, meaning that, she can make rust out of, metal, or she can, destroy, technology with her powers. She's she's like a grass or, plant fairy, but it's more destructive. This is Lavan. See, Lavan is the fairy of volcanoes. He is Puerto Rican and Venezuelan, and he is the opposite to Flora. Flora is about life, restoration. He is the opposite. He is lava. He is volcanoes. He is the Caribbean. He is everything that is boiling hot and destroys nature. He is the biggest person in the group, and his style is kind of like lumberjack grunge, but he has short, buzzed red hair. Despite being the fairy of volcanoes, he is actually very kind. This is Lulin. He is the fairy of silence and vibrations. He uses his powers to create counter vibrations in the air that can silence anything, meaning that he can sneak out whenever he wants because he can silence the vibration of his own footsteps or the sound of his crutches, and He has kind of like this like early 90s, late 80s goth look. He has this kind of emo hair though, bright blonde, like the opposite of Musa's, because hers is very dark, so his is very light. Also, I needed a color that would represent yellow. As you can see, he is Kenyan and Somalian. And in his design in the future, I think I want to include some dreadlocks as well as the front pieces, maybe some like pieces near the back or like around the hairline or the face. This is Amethyst, fairy of mountains and stability. She is the opposite of Aisha. She is West African, and she does have like a Blasian face, you may see, but that's only because of her high cheekbones. And her powers are the opposite of Aisha's because water is fluid and stone is stable. She is a very muscular woman, but she is very also feminine. She has a street style, but she's also a major nerd and has a purple frohawk. And it also makes sense because her name is Amethyst and her hair looks like an amethyst cluster. And here we have Aqua, fairy of aquatic animals. They are the representation of the opposite of Roxy's power. Roxy is able to manipulate and get the powers of mammals and land animals like birds and mammals and other things. However, we never see her use things that are aquatic. So this fairy, their power is the power to control aquatic animals like fish, sharks, squids, but even aquatic mammals like otters, platypus, beavers. They also have minor hydrokinesis. They are Kazakh and Sri Lankan, and their style is very eccentric, very colorful, very patterned. I actually designed the idea of them from the Timurid Empire that was in Kazakhstan. That's why you see all these blue patterns on their outfit. So guys, if you really want to see me design them, I will do that later.